my favorite part. Welcome back to the Nosebleed Sports Podcast. It's been a week. We took a week off for the All-Star break. We had a little vacation time going on, but we are back. And welcome Adam Schmidt. Across from me, I am Chris Witt. And we are once again live on the Facebook Live. Hello, everybody out there looking and watching. We'll try to get signed in here so we can do some stuff with that. We got a lot to get into today, though. We missed the All-Star game. We missed the Home Run Derby. There's been a ton of NBA stuff. Well, not a ton, but a couple big ones going down. The Reds are looking good. You lost the bet. France won, which I took. They won the World Cup, so you now have to sing the French national anthem, which you may not be singing it. We'll probably play it. But we really want you guys to listen to what these words are in English. So Adam's going to read the words in English as the song goes down. So there you go. All right. So once again, you can find us on Facebook. We are the Nosebleed Sports Podcast. Thanks, anybody out there watching today. Looks like we got a few of them looking at us already. And then, so let's get into it. What do you say?
I'm ready.
You ready?
Let's do it.
All right. Let's start off with the All-Star game we missed.
Yeah, that was, it was an exciting All-Star game because it came down to it went extra innings, right?
That's right. It's super exciting, especially as a Reds fan.
Yeah. So we had three players.
Three players. Two of them hit bombs.
They did, and all three got on base because Eugenio Suarez was hit by a pitch.
Yeah.
So he got on. What was crazy for me? So I was working I was working at home while I was trying to watch this.
Yeah.
In I want to say it was the 8th inning, Gene Segura hits a pop-up foul. Joey Votto is in the game playing first base for the National League. He goes over to the dugout rail, and the ball hits his glove, pops out. The very next pitch, Gene Segura hits I think it was a 3-run homer.
Yeah.
To put the American League up in the 8th inning. So at that point, I thought this game's over. It's a 3-run game. I'm just gonna. I think Joey Votto just lost the All-Star game for the National League.
So you turned it off, is what you're saying.
So I turned it off.
I can see what's coming. You turned it off.
A little while later, I think you, my brother, 17 or 18,000 other people text me about, oh my God, Scooter Gennett. Tyler, I'm sure, did.
Oh, yeah.
So Scooter Gennett hits the game-tying home run.
Gotta love it, baby. So, which then takes us into extra innings, where our boy Joey Votto comes up. Well, after the American League, the American League already scored 3, but Joey Votto comes up, first batter, hits a bomb. I'm thinking, hey, we got a chance at this. This could get fun. But obviously the Reds are the only ones that are any good in the National League, and that was the end of that.
Yeah,
So it was a lot of fun for the Reds fans. Sucked for the National League. Great for baseball because it was another great game. Now, how about the Home Run Derby?
That's another one so the Home Run Derby for me every year kind of loses its luster a little bit.
Yeah.
And then once in a while there will be a really good one, like 2015 when it was here. Todd Frazier
did it. Homegrown guys, and I was on vacation last week, and I was with a guy. We were watching this while we were eating dinner, the Home Run Derby, and he was telling me. Mike Foster is his name. He watches all the time, and I owe him a T-shirt because he subscribed. So thank you.
You owe a lot of people T-shirts.
Man. The shipment got lost in the mail. It's supposed to be here next week. We got T-shirts. It's just
FedEx is a mess.
It is FedEx. UPS is great. I should have went UPS. I didn't have a choice. It's just how the T-shirt company sends them. So anyway, he tells me, he says every year, no matter what, they should have someone on the home team in the Home Run Derby.
Yeah,
because that really makes it a huge. I mean, that like the Todd Frazier thing, that was huge. And who was the big boy last year? Where was it last year? Was it Oakland?
Was it Oakland last year?
No,
it wasn't in Oakland last year. Wow. See,
New York.
that's how important the home run derby is.
Either way,
and the All-Star game.
It was a lot of fun. Bryce Harper, God, that guy is just amazing.
It was exciting because he got to go last. He made it to the finals, got to go last. So he had to hit so many home runs. He knew how many he had to hit. It's timed, which is something that they changed. What was it, 4 years ago or something like that?
Which is awesome. I love that.
Yeah, that works because the All-Star game was getting very stale before they made that change. And now, because Todd Frazier won it the same way that Bryce Harper did, where he's like running out of time and he has to hit so many in a row, and he
just catches fire.
Yeah.
And every ball that came off his bat was lightning. It was insane.
It was exciting to watch.
It was awesome. I had a blast. So bring us in. So that's what we missed. That would have probably been the big part of the show when I was on vacation. We were going to try to do it. Timing just didn't work out. So anyway. Reds. Now, the Reds, speaking of the Reds, 2 home runs in the All-Star game. Mm-hmm. Eugenio Suarez now has 3 home runs in 3 straight games against the Cardinals. They take 2 out of 3 against the Cardinals here after getting swept by the Pirates. Is that correct?
Yes.
So, the first series coming back, not quite as hot as they were, but right back into it. They play the Cardinals. And they start whooping some butt. And the Pirates are actually doing really well right now. I think they've won 11 straight games.
Yeah,
so
the Pirates were the hottest team going into the break and coming out of it. So understandable. You don't want to lose. You don't want to get swept at home. But they ran into a red hot Pirates.
Yes, they did. So yesterday, Bailey makes his return. We have had our thoughts on Homer Bailey. Everybody knows I'm not a Homer Bailey fan. Now, I think Marty said it best. If this guy comes back and they put him in the starting rotation and he pitches well, then God bless him. That means the Reds are winning ball games again. So he comes yesterday and pitches a gem. They didn't get the win, but he pitched a gem.
Yes, he did. He looked he went, I think it was 6 2/3, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, a couple of walks, and 8 strikeouts in those 6 2/3. And the one thing about Homer Bailey is I think he was apparently injured when he was not going well before he went on the DL.
Yeah, sure.
And the one thing though was I don't think his velocity was ever down. So that was the thing that that a lot of times when a guy's velocity is down, that's kind of the trigger to know that there's probably something wrong. He had a knee issue, I think, guess.
Knee, arm, elbow, shoulder, wrist, head, well, you name it. He's had everything.
It was a head issue.
Let's be honest
a head
with
issue.
It. Right. So anyway, he pitched great. He pitched good. Good for him. Mm-hmm. Now, speaking of pitching, though, this reminds me of something I wanted to ask you. Castillo the other night, in the game where the first game against the Cardinals, where the rookie was throwing a no-hitter against us.
Yes.
Castillo's in. I think it's 1-0 at the time in the middle of the fifth or middle of the 6th inning, and I think he gave up a base hit. Tell me that is not what this season is about. Leave him in and let him learn. This is look, that as much as you want to win the game, this season is to find out what your young pitchers can do, correct? I mean, our hitters are hitting the ball. Yes. We're the best hitting team, we're one of the best hitting teams in baseball.
Absolutely.
So this is the opportunity that he's got to stare down adversity and see what this kid's got, if he's got a set of kahunas or not.
Yeah. Jim Riggleman's had a pretty quick hook on most of the guys. And, very rarely does a Reds starting pitcher last 6 or 7 innings anyway.
Right.
But in the cases where you probably
he'd only thrown 85 pitches at the time.
Yeah, you could give him a longer leash. If I'm Jim Riggleman and I'm in a position where this is a learning year for my young guys, but I also have to try to win games, what do I do?
You lead when it's 1-0 and your starter's only given up 1 run and just gave up a hit in the 6th inning and only thrown 85 pitches. You leave him in there, especially when he is your up and coming ace. This is the kid that's supposed to lead this team. Mm-hmm. Leave him in there.
Yeah,
he hasn't pitched very well all year. He's having a good game. this is where you need to find out what he can do.
Yeah. In those situations, because that happens sometimes, in those situations, I always wonder, is there something that, because major league managers and coaches and even players a lot of times can see the game differently than most average fans or even hardcore fans, where they can see little tiny things in like a pitcher's delivery or something as he goes along in a game, and where they are, feel like, okay, he's starting to wear down now or something like. So I'm wondering if maybe he saw something in Castillo.
So then why not have a mound visit and come out and talk to him and say, hey, let's bear down, focus, let's do this, and give him a chance.
Was there a mound visit because they're limited now?
I hate those stupid limited mound visits. It's so ridiculous.
I don't know if there was one or not because I picked up the game late, and I believe that was the game
I was
where
listening to it on the radio. I wasn't watching it.
That was the game that they hit, that Eugenio Suarez tied the game.
That's where
the ninth.
Yes,
and then they had a 2-out, all with 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth. They tied the game and then had like a 4 or 5 hitter. Rally, thank you. And scored and won. Yeah,
it was beautiful.
Right.
It was a walk off. It was a walk off by Herrera, and the young kid sat in there, had a great at bat, and then they almost did it the next night.
Yeah,
they were getting no hit again. Votto gets a hit. Suarez hits a bomb in the ninth, 2-run bomb to tie it, and you just had the feeling it was about to happen again. But it didn't. You know
what's funny about this Reds team is early on when they started turning it on offensively, and Suarez, Jeanette, Votto, even Peraza, Winker now, those guys all kind of start, especially the first three, the All-Stars, when those guys all started hitting consistently for weeks.
Yeah.
I was the whole time I'm like, I'm just waiting for them to, fall back down to earth.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, I've changed my view on that. I expect them to hit all the time.
Exactly. Now. It's exactly right. I'm telling you, with this team, because they can hit the ball, they're in every single game. And that is one of the most fun things to watch. When you're watching a game, if it's close, thinking, you know what? Look, hey, we got Jeanette, Suarez, Winker, Jeanette, Votto, Suarez coming up. We got a chance to do something here.
Absolutely,
you automatically that just feels like 2 runs to me.
Yeah, there's not really much of a hole in this lineup right now. I mean, okay, Billy Hamilton.
Hamilton is he's not a hole. He's a he's a
I can't wait for this overstatement.
He's a wormhole.
What's the difference?
I don't know. It's a bigger hole that sucks in, galaxies. It's so terrible it sucks in galaxies. No, and then, I got to say, yesterday Billy Hamilton had an opportunity to make another unbelievable play. It's the first time I've seen him miss a ball. He got turned around on a ball hit right at him, flipped around, hit him in the wrist, bounced off of him. But I'll tell you what, that guy has made some unbelievable catches this year.
Yeah.
Too bad he can't hit.
No question, yeah.
Too bad they can't do a offensive substitution every time he's up to bat.
Like you can in basketball, like the late game.
Exactly. Offensive defense. Put him in. When they're in the field, and take him out when he comes up to bat. That is, man. I got to talk to Manfred. The Reds do that, and they're probably the best team in baseball if Billy Hamilton's doesn't hit on this team.
Who's hitting in the lineup instead of him?
Anybody.
Yeah, probably Scott Schebler or somebody when he comes back from the DL.
Yeah. Right now, it would be Herrera.
Yeah.
So there you go. I'll take Herrera right now. That kid's
Michael Lorenzen.
Yeah. Why not? If he's just hitting, put Lorenzen in there.
Yeah.
I'm down for that. All right. What else? What else is going on with the Reds?
I'll tell you what. So going into the All-Star game, there were like 6 or 7 players, I think maybe in the National League. Well, I'll just say right now. So we're 6 games, after the All-Star break. The Reds have 3 of the top 6 on-base percentage players. I didn't say that well, but
you
know what I'm
saying. Yeah.
3 of the top 6 on-base percentage are Cincinnati Reds, and it's Votto, Winker, and Suarez. That's really impressive to me. So three of the six.
It's unbelievable
on this on a team
that's dead last in their division. They're terrible. Yeah, and there you go. Yeah, Eric Kegel says Red stink, Turkey boy. Well, guess what?
Oh.
I got something to say later on. We got a new segment coming up, and I got a question for the whole world. We'll see how it goes. Speaking of that, before we get too much further, I want to say don't forget to get on Beat the Streak app. You can get on there, search Nosebleeds. I believe it's Nosebleed Sports Podcast. That's the group. Check out the group, and you can join it if you get up to 20 games. I'm going to give you a Nosebleeds Sports Podcast t-shirt, and if you have the highest streak for the year, I'll give you a whole gift basket, and you might get something out of there's an Eric Davis bobblehead. That's not going to happen. You're not getting. Nobody's getting ED. That'll never happen. 44 staying right there. Anyway, also though, we have I want to get into real quick our ugliest Major League Baseball player of all time.
Yep.
So our boy Rob Malakote took the win last week. I don't have it in front of me, Adam. I'm going to give you time. So this week. We're going to put out there is a fella named Andy Etchebarren. He's the 5 seed. And I'm going to tell you, if this guy doesn't run away with this, it's going to be bad. And I believe he is up against the old Jack Wilson. It's Andy Etchebarren versus Jack Wilson.
Yeah,
Jack Wilson, underrated ugly.
yeah, he's sneaky ugly.
Sneaky ugly.
So, you're absolutely right. The 5'12". Andy Etchebarren, Jack Wilson.
There you go. So I'll tell you mine. I'm Andy Etchebarren. I think that's the ugliest man. He's underrated in this. He's a 5 seed.
Yeah. And
he's got elephantitis of the face, to where all of his facial features are enormous. He has enormous ears, enormous nose, enormous forehead, enormous eyeballs, retinas, and corneas. I almost said cuticles. He's probably got huge cuticles too.
What can you have? I guess if you have huge fingers, you have huge.
Yeah,
cuticles?
100%. You know he's got huge. See the size of that guy's forehead? His hand's got to be huge. Just saying. All right, so that's what we got on that. So we're gonna get into something right here. This was a bet me and Adam made. It was to see who would win in the World Cup. I took the French team because obviously I'm a World Cup enthusiast and I knew the French were going to win. I believe you had Croatia. Was that who they played?
Yes.
Yeah. I knew that. I watched the game. No, I didn't. Croatia lost. France won, which means Adam is originally we were going to have Adam sing the French national anthem. Instead, what we're going to do is I'm going to play this because everybody on Facebook Live can't hear it. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to play it so you can hear it if you go on to SoundCloud or iTunes tomorrow. You can hear it there. At the same time, though, I'm gonna play it low. Adam is going to read the words in English at the exact same time. He did not want to do this, but he's going to read the English words at the same time.
So let me tell you why, number one, that I can't sing it. And then number two, why this is going to be a disaster for me to have to read it at the same time. Because this national anthem, the music, like the melody, I can't put the English words in line with the melody because I don't understand. It
doesn't matter. Nobody knows. Nobody cares. Just when they start singing, you start talking.
Just wait until you hear. So, quick background here. So the French national anthem was written in 1792 after France declared war on Austria. All right, so they're getting ready for war right now. When this guy is,
so you got to think about what's in the mindset of these the Frenchies at this time. Are you ready?
Is this the long version or the short version?
No, it's a minute and 33 seconds. It's not that long.
So okay,
just start reading.
So I'll read along with the music, maybe, kind of, sort of, and then I'll just keep reading because.
Stop pulling this on and making it last longer.
Right.
Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Arise, children of the fatherland. The day of glory has arrived. Against us, tyrannies. Bloody standard is raised. Do you hear in the countryside the roar of those ferocious soldiers? They're coming right into your arms to cut the throats of your sons, your women. I repeat, to cut the throats of your sons, your women. To arms, citizens, form your battalions. Let's march, let's march. Let an impure blood water our furrows.
What is a furrow? Keep going. It's not done.
What does the horde of slaves, of traitors and conspiring kings want? For whom have these vile chains, these irons been long prepared? Frenchmen, for us, what outrage! What furious action it must arouse. It is to us they dare plan a return to the old slavery.
Wow.
To arms, citizens. And then I think it goes back to the refrain, which is probably right there.
Yeah, there you go. Wow. Well done. No, you're good. You're good.
There are like 18 more verses, and they're all pretty funny, but this guy was all worked up about war.
Holy cow.
This whole thing is about fighting and blood and how Austria's gonna change their nation and make them slaves, and you have to cut everybody's heads off and murder as many people as you can because everybody's out to get France.
Good night. My goodness. Holy cow.
Look up the full lyrics sometime. If you're listening to this, look up the full lyrics.
Sorry that you lost. Look them up. Check them out. They're pretty terrible. Sorry that you lost, but that was pretty fun.
It's yeah.
That went better than I thought it was going to go.
Those are insane.
Went better than I thought it was going to go. Went better than I thought it was going to go. All right. So that's the national anthem. So next we're going to do a little segment that we just came up with the other day. You get a lot of people coming up with, you say like or dislike or, there's all kinds of things. We're Adam, back on episode 8. So anybody out there, if you have not listened to all of our episodes, if you go back to episode 8, it's titled Dating Sites. Adam it's the most listened to of all of our episodes so far. I think people will listen to it multiple times just to hear Adam because it's pretty funny. Adam's stance on dating sites and women's profiles on dating sites in general. Thus, our new segment is called Swipe Left, Swipe Right.
Yep.
I don't have any music.
I wish we had a sounder for that, but we don't.
We do, yeah. Swipe left, slow wipe right.
Oh, I like that.
You like that?
We got to record that and play it next time.
There you go.
Boy, this
sounds like the Bengals pregame speech. I hear you, Tyler. If they were only that excited before a game. All right, so here we go. So we're gonna start. I'm gonna start this out. Adam, swipe left or swipe right? LeBron wins a title with the Lakers.
Swipe left.
Oh,
swipe
that hurt.
left.
Oh.
Which means, for those who have never been on a dating site,
it means that he doesn't think it's gonna happen.
That's a no.
That's a no.
That's a no. Just because right now the Golden State Warriors are unbeatable.
But for how long can they keep this together?
Right, and it might only be one more year. But
Clay's due up.
Right, everybody's anticipating
DeMarcus will be gone.
Right,
so you'll still have the big two, and to be honest, if they keep those two with Draymond, I mean, as much as I can't stand Draymond Green, that's still a decent trio. But at least it opens the doors for some other people to come in. I swipe right to that. That's my boy, LBJ. Biggest Lakers fan right here, right now.
So
I'm taking in the next
purely
5 years, right? He signed a 5-year deal, or was it 4 years? 4 years, $20 million or 20 or four.
Yeah, it was 4, I think.
It's $25 million a year, whatever it is. All right, so if he's there for 4 years, I'm going with 2 rings.
2 rings in the next 4 years.
2 rings in the next 4 years for the Lakers. Write it down.
Okay, so what are we betting on that?
No, well, we might have to put some odds.
You got to sing something.
I see a EK. I see a Kegel brother. You darn right. Swipe right to that. Go LeBron. All right, go ahead. What do you got?
All right. So we get 200 people viewing and or all together, all the platforms. 200 people checking this episode out.
Does that include Facebook Live?
That includes Facebook Live.
I'm gonna swipe right to that. That's easy.
Yeah, I think
that's easy.
With, with
every week,
Facebook
man.
Live,
We are. Are you kidding me? Nah, forget that. We have over 1,000 views every single week. So I got over 200. That's easy. Swipe right.
We have over 1,000 views
every single week. Yeah.
Oh, good. So potential sponsors, if you wanna sponsor us,
that's right.
This podcast, we can put together a little 30-second deal for you, and a little dry read, and
I'll put on a 20-minute deal for you if you want. Give me $5. I'll give you 5 minutes.
$5, huh?
$5, 5 minutes. Yeah.
I don't know if that's the industry standard for costing, but okay.
What is there an industry standard for?
I'm not sure what it is, but
for podcasts, sports podcasts.
But it's most of them are like 60-second, 30 to 60.
I think if we would have stuck with
spots.
just the podcast, we might have a chance. But as soon as you put this ugly mug on Facebook Live, it all goes downhill.
No way.
All right, here we go.
Speaking of ugly mug and how I swipe left on that, you sent me a nice picture from vacation.
That's right, I did, and now we'll get into that. I got that might be part of one of our questions here coming up.
You may have to check the Nosebleeds Facebook in the next week or two.
Oh yeah,
for potentially a gift for you all.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. Hey, when you got a body that looks this good, you got to show it off. That's what I say. Everything's backwards because for some reason the camera puts it backwards. Kegel brother, I got no idea why that happens. Yeah. I swiped left to my backwards Reds sign back here. All right, so here we go. Swipe left, swipe right. The Reds finish 500 for the season.
I swipe left. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I do. As good as they've been, and I just said before that now I expect them to be this good offensively for the rest of the year. But I just don't know that they're going to get the pitching for the rest of the year, especially since Riggleman, pulls guys so easily. That bullpen is going to be worn down here pretty soon. And most of these guys are very young, and they are getting close to already pitching as many innings as they have.
And they would
in
have
their
to,
lives.
and they would have to finish 12 games above 500,
which. Since I think May 20th, 21st, something like that.
I'm telling you, this is doable.
They're like 6 games over 500.
This
is
doable.
That. So it's doable. It's doable. But I just don't think it all stays together or improves enough over the course of the next, whatever it is, 65 games or whatever it is to.
Man, how bad are the Baltimore Orioles?
They're real bad.
Almost as bad, but the Kansas City Royals are almost as bad. All right,
they're a lot worse now.
They are
because they traded
and they
two
got
of
rid
best
of
guys.
Brighton, and they got rid of Machado, which we'll get into that too.
Right.
All right, so here you go. Yeah, you're up. What do you got?
Okay, so
swipe left, swipe right.
Swipe left or swipe right, and I need your honest answer on this.
I got honesty. It's the only thing I do.
Adam Schmidt, I get married in the next 4 years.
Swipe left. I got swipe left. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yes.
We all listen to the dating site, the dating app website episode. I've had people come up to me since that episode came on and say Adam is going to be alone forever.
Oh man,
I'm sorry, brother.
Not
Listen,
wrong. No,
I love you.
It's not. It's
and you're a beautiful man.
You're
and
probably
you are a
right.
catch. You're a catch.
No,
you are. You're a catch.
Until they start talking to me and find out I don't like anything.
Oh, sorry, brother. I apologize.
No,
You said
I
wanted honesty.
asked
You
for
asked for
honesty.
honesty.
You gave it to me. I'm happy with that answer.
I'm an honest person. All right. It's my turn. All right. Number 3. All right. So we talked about the picture. I'll give you guys a little heads up. So before I went on vacation, I lost 30 pounds. And when, I felt pretty good about myself. So I said, if I ever get to 30 pounds, I'm buying a Speedo. And I wanted a thong Speedo, but I couldn't find one. I started getting nervous, so I got a full buttocks coverage Speedo. It's an American flag. I sent you a picture. You got to tell me.
You did.
Swipe left or swipe right. I need full honesty. Go ahead. Give it to me.
I I'm giving you a swipe right.
Oh, you're not being honest.
I'm giving you a swipe right. Let me tell you why.
Tell me why.
Because I'm so excited for you that you lost 30 pounds. I'm pumped. I'm pumped for you about
I put
that.
like 8 back on, so.
You were on vacation. Everybody puts 8 on vacation.
There you go. There you go. Oh, my mom said swipe left to that. That sucks. I guess that's probably a good thing, right?
I got it. That's probably a good thing if mom swipes left on you in a Speedo.
Oh, goodness. All right, so there you go. I swipe right to it because when you got a body like this, man, you got to show
you
it
eat
off.
that stuff up.
I was playing volleyball in it.
Oh, God.
I felt naked playing volleyball. It was pretty
I'll
fun.
bet.
It was awesome.
You look naked wearing it.
It's a great. If you, I'll put it up on the Nosebleeds Facebook site.
I'll leave it up to you, but I know you'll put it up.
Oh yeah, 100%. It'll be up there before we go to bed tonight. Adam Schmidt. All right, last one. What do you got?
My last one. So, about a week ago, finally the big thing that I've been waiting on this NBA offseason is the Kawhi Leonard trade. So it was inevitable. He wanted out of San Antonio. He told them that. They've been looking for suitors. They didn't want to trade him to a Western Conference team. They were talking very closely with the Lakers. They didn't want to do that, so they found a suitor, the Toronto Raptors.
Yep.
Kawhi was traded for DeMar DeRozan. There were a few other pieces in there. Now, swipe left or right, Kawhi Leonard plays a full season with the Toronto Raptors this year. Now, let me remind you, this is his final season on his contract. He's a free agent after next year. Swipe left or right, Kawhi Leonard plays a full season with the Raptors.
Well, the Toronto Raptors don't do a lot of things that make sense, such as firing the coach of the year in the NBA.
Correct.
So, should have been second place voted, but he won it besides Brad Stevens. Either way, they fired the coach of the year after having the best season in franchise history. So, normally I would say swipe left of that because DeMar DeRozan, they needed to get something out of DeMar DeRozan. We talked about this before. Mm-hmm. And if he is going to get traded and Kawhi is going to walk, then you have to be thinking, what can I get out of LA for Kawhi this year? So by the trade deadline, I'm gonna swipe right. I'm gonna hope that they are good and that he will. What was the question? He will not?
He will play a full season with the Raptors.
I'm swipe left. I say swipe left. No chance.
Okay. I'm with you. I can see a scenario where he does, but I think the Raptors are going to be in big trouble if he doesn't. Because if he just walks after this year,
yeah,
they get nothing for losing their second best player in franchise history probably in DeMar DeRozan. I'm talking Vince Carter.
Well, you're not getting that. Well, Tracy McGrady might be even before him. Yeah, Come on, man.
McGrady. Well, yeah, McGrady's
McGrady was better.
He left,
yeah, he was better with Houston than he was probably with
Orlando. Yeah, than he was with Toronto.
So anyway, go ahead.
So yeah, I think exactly the same way you do. I think Toronto has to. And look, so here's the thing. Maybe they end up the number 1 seed in the East. Maybe they have a great year. Maybe Kawhi comes back. He's healthy. He's playing up to his MVP caliber potential where he's the best two-way player in the game. And they're the number 1 seed in the East.
Mm-hmm.
Even if that's the case, they can't compete with Golden State. They can't compete with Houston. Whoever ends up third in the West this year, they probably can't compete with them either. So they might not even compete with Boston, honestly. But say the Raptors have another franchise best year. Even with that, I think if they do that, they will keep him for the whole year. But even if I'm in charge of making those decisions, I trade Kawhi no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, well, you're not. Otherwise, it's like you just gave away DeMar DeRozan for nothing.
Exactly.
Basically for a year. That's all you're getting. And that's all you would be getting.
Yeah.
What are the chances